Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Borough of Manhattan Community College for the second half of our women's semifinal matchup. The winner of this matchup will go on to face the Borough of Manhattan Community College Panthers Friday night at 6 p.m. Our second game will feature the Queensborough Community College Tigers taking on the Hostos Community College Caimans. For the Tigers, the head coach is David Chambers. Assistant coaches are Lakeisha Harris and Teresa Rodriguez. Starting for the Tigers, at the guard position, a freshman standing 5'3" from Queens, New York, number 20, Gessell Prentice. At the forward position, a freshman standing 5'9" from Queens, New York, number 24, Shantana Kanhoye. At the guard position, a sophomore standing 4'9" from Queens, number 31, At the forward position, a sophomore standing 5'7" from Long Island, number 15, Naisha Irby. And at the forward position, a sophomore standing 5'8" from Queens, New York, number 55, Marie Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queensborough Community College Tigers. And their opponents, the Hostos Community College Caimans. The head coach is Jessica Villela. Assistant coaches are Lynette Sullivan and Andre McCullough. Starting at the guard position, a freshman standing 5'2" from Queens, New York, number 5, Mecca Norfleet. At the guard position, a freshman from the Bronx, New York, number 25, Melsha Messam. And at the guard position, a sophomore standing 5'5" from Brooklyn, New York, number 24, Kristina A sophomore guard from New York City, standing 5'5", number 4, Tamisha Briggs. And at the forward position, a sophomore standing 6 feet tall from Moscow, number 2, Kristina Shcherban. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hostos Community College Caimans. Ladies and gentlemen, both teams will now meet at center court for the traditional handshake of sportsmanship. Good luck, ladies.
This is David Russell along with Joe Massey. Queensborough facing Hostos for the third time this season. The winner goes to the CUNY Championship game to take on BMCC. Each team won the home meeting this season. What do these teams have to do to win on a neutral court, Joe Massey?
Well, thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be with you. Queensborough needs to do what they did the last time they played them, come out and make it a affirmative statement right away and say, you know, we're out here to play. And then when they did that, they took control of that game against Hostos. They kept their big girl Shcherban out of the game, if you remember. She wasn't able to score points very early, and I think they have to play that same type of game. They have to play with a lot of intensity. If you're Hostos, you obviously want to get people like Shcherban involved, and you want to play a little better game than you played last time.
Queensborough in the blue, Hostos in the white. The starters, Naisha Irby, Gessell Prentice, Shantana Kanhoye, Elise Langley, and Anne-Marie Johnson for Queensborough. For Hostos, it's Kristina Shcherban, Tamisha Briggs, Mecca Norfleet, Justina Davis, and Melsha Messam. And the opening tip is won by Hostos. And they take the quick lead. It's Mecca Norfleet, and the Caimans lead 2-0.
Right away off the tip, they get ahead in this ball game, and they try to set the tone.
Hostos with the zone trap, and Johnson's shot is no good. Rebounded by Briggs. And Briggs crossing half court, being guarded by Langley. Shcherban thought about a jumper, then thought better of it. And Sherban's asking for it, gets it. Now she puts up the shot, and it's no good. Rebounded by the 4'9" Langley. Langley now Queensborough trying to get on the board. Kanhoye recently named the CUNY Player of the Year. And Kanhoye shows why, tying the game at 2.
There's why. She is terrific with the ball when she gets in the lane.
And some pressure put on by Queensborough. Game tied at 2, 1 minute in. And Melsha Messam loses it. Prentice gets it for Queensborough.
If you remember, David, Prentice played a very big game against Hostos at Queensborough. She set the tone more than anybody.
Definitely. And it was Messam for Hostos keeping them in it.
She's a good player. She was a first-team CUNY player, right?
Yeah, one of 3 Caimans. Kristina Shcherban, Melsha Messam, and Mecca Norfleet all made all CUNY first team this season. As Prentice's shot for the lead is no good and rebounded by Shcherban. And Shcherban, coincidentally, was last year's CUNY Player of the Year. And it's funny, she was named CUNY Player of the Week 3 times this year, but didn't get the award for Best Player, as Hostos can't take back the lead. Second chance point, no good. Messam gets it back again. Queensborough ball as Messam lost it off her fingertips.
And David, immediately we're seeing Queensborough have some trouble with the height of the other team. We saw that against Borough Manhattan at the end of the year. They have to do a better job of blocking out, keeping number 25 away from the basket.
Here's one of the things Queensborough does on offense. Kanhoye is by the bench getting the play from associate coach Lakeisha Harris. And now she crosses half court with already 18 to go on the shot clock. And the foul, carrying is called, pardon me, ball to Hostos.
By the way, number 25 is Messam, and she had a couple of opportunities, but the ball went right back to Hostos. It's tied up in the early going here.
And Hostos trying to take back the lead. Briggs being guarded by Prentice, and Briggs is called for traveling, and then threw it away anyway.
That's okay. You want to make them a second tentative and cause a turnover, and as you know, on this level, turnovers can play a big part, especially in the community college level.
They often do, and not only that, but they keep some teams in games. We saw some games get some blowouts turn into close games because of turnovers.
We've seen some what could have been close games, well, maybe not close, turn into total obliterations by turnovers.
More than once, as Langley takes a three-pointer. It's a long 2, and it's no good, and Hostos has the ball.
You don't like those obliterations, though. You want to do a good game, right?
No, definitely. And Norfleet thought about the shot. Briggs with it again, and they're playing off of her, and she's not looking to shoot. Handoff goes wrong. Ends up rolling to Shcherban, back outside Norfleet. Briggs to Shcherban. Nice pass inside, but Messam lost the handle on it.
Yeah, Messam was not expecting that pass, but I was going to say before she made it, one of the things you want to watch, Shcherban can really pass the ball.
I would actually say as Johnson gets it on the deflection, I would say Shcherban may have to look to shoot a little more and be a little more aggressive. It was a problem that plagued her in their loss to Queensborough, is the turnaround jumper is good. And Queensborough goes up for the first time today. Anne-Marie Johnson makes it 4-2 Queensborough.
She had the shot right there, David. Johnson turned. She's got to look at that basket, and she put it up and put it in, and that's something that they did very positively.
And that's the shot she takes most often, the turnaround jumper from the free throw line. Shcherban being guarded by Langley. See if she uses the height advantage. The pass goes inside. Now back out, Norfleet. And it's good, and it's a two-pointer. Two-pointer to tie.
And Norfleet will make herself felt out there. They got to come out and they got to put a hand in front of her.
Foul is called on Messam. He'll be a tripping, her first foul.
Because Norfleet is not that big. She can get open, but you got to come out, get those hands extended. Don't let her get a look at the basket. So far, even game.
4-4, and that was the first foul called. Pretty quick game, too.
Well, we expected a pretty even game. Nobody is really the favorite in this game, I wouldn't think.
No, I would say Hostos was one game better in the regular season, but...
Not really.
That jumper is short, may have been deflected. Norfleet running for the Caimans. Ahead. And now Norfleet goes inside. The floater is no good. Tipped. Shcherban may have been fouled. No call. Messam was stripped underneath. Loose ball. And Irby comes away with it for Queensborough.
Good job by Queensborough. Had those hands active in the lane.
Irby, Queensborough has numbers, and then Irby lost the handle on it. Kanhoye to Johnson. Air ball. Johnson was all alone from about 5 feet away and didn't even glaze the rim.
As I was saying, they have a good hand shown by the Queensborough ladies down here. If you have to contend with someone like Messam, you gotta get those hands moving, legs moving, and stop her somehow. And they did a good job to strip the ball away. Then they had a nice shot down here, just couldn't convert. They get the ball though.
And Hostos calls timeout. Jessica Valera with some early adjustments she wants to make.
Done a fine job with this squad.
Definitely, and also some credit to Veronica Sherman at BMCC, who was recently named Coach of the Year.
Yeah, when we did the telecast earlier in the year, David, we talked about her extensively and her experience in the BMCC program. And now heading the BMCC program, and I know Steve Kelly over here is happy to have her in charge right now because they're looking more like the BMCC teams of the past.
Yeah, Sherman won 2 titles as a player, and they took care of business earlier today in Game 1 against the Bronx, winning by 42. Sorry, John.
No, that's okay. They had a few lean years over here in between.
Now Queensborough ball after the timeout. Irby lost it. Hostos ball. Up ahead, and it goes right back to Queensborough. Teams seem a little tight early on, Joe.
Yeah, not a good pass because it had to go too far and it wasn't thrown with a lot of zip on it, and Norfleet never got her hands on it. So, yeah, both teams might be a little nervous at the early going here.
You think this is nerves or just poor execution?
You're in your tournament and you want to play well, and both of these teams want a shot at Borough Manhattan, of course.
His Langley shot is no good. Irby the rebound. She couldn't hit. Prentice puts it in. Prentice makes it 6-4 Queensborough.
Gotta like Prentice and what she's able to bring to the club.
Now Hostos ball. Shcherban. And Turner calling out the play. Langley's playing off of her. And now Norfleet. They're down to 15 on the clock. Shcherban inside in a crowd of Tigers, and she's fouled.
So Shcherban getting in that lane, drawing a couple of Tigers to her. She's 6 feet. She has a little height to work with. Girl out of Moscow, and she has come over here and she has played terrific ball in this program. Just a smart player, very, very intelligent player.
And Shcherban at the line for 2 shots, and she led CUNY with an 81.9 free throw shooting percentage. Actually went 9 for 10 in Hostos' win against Queensborough. The first one is good, and it's 6-5.
Nice form at the line. Pretty much kind of forward you'd like on this community college level in these ranks anyway. 6 feet, has some size, and really can play.
Good enough to play at the next level.
Certainly.
As Shcherban sinks both, and it's 6-6, tied again.
A lot of these gals have gone on and they've played elsewhere. Veronica Sherman was telling us she had gone south to play her ball. She picked up a few things over there.
Something she put into coaching is Langley puts up another long jumper and banks in the 3. Elise Langley from downtown. 9-6 Queensborough.
That was fun to watch because Langley, she put her whole body into that shot right there.
And that's a shot she's not afraid to take as Shcherban gives it back out to Norfleet to tie the game. And Norfleet does. 9-9. And the teams are tied for the 4th time.
So maybe they're shaking off their nerves right now, and they've gotten down to business here.
And there's a turnover. Nice jinx, Joe. Hostos will get the ball.
But Hostos made the play to cut in there, too. So, you have to make thinking plays at this time of the year. You can't make lackadaisical passes.
And one player with no nerves is Mecca Norfleet, who has the ball. She has 7 of the Caimans' 9 points. Pass inside to Messam. Messam can't finish. Shcherban. Langley got a hand in on it. And one of the refs blew a whistle.
That's going to stay with the white of Hostos. White, orange, and blue. Very colorful orange. The Hostos colors.
So 17 on the shot clock for the Caimans.
Queensborough in their Queensborough blue. And they've made teams blue over the past several years in this conference. I just thought I'd throw that in.
Very nice. 4 titles in a row will do that.
Yeah. Under Joe Medina.
Yes.
They had a run that was a very good one.
Regular season champs last year under Bob DiNardo, as Shcherban loses it. Good defense by Queensborough.
Anne-Marie Johnson made that play. She stripped the ball away.
Prentice tries to finish at the other end and does, and Queensborough goes up 11-9. Prentice now with 4 points.
And the Tigers are in the lead, and they almost got the ball back there.
Hostos retains possession, and it's Norfleet. Briggs, the starter, who comes back in off the bench. Briggs to Norfleet, thought about the shot, gets inside, nice pass to Messam, who finishes, and we're tied again.
Very nice pass. Norfleet, a tough little player.
And Melsha Messam, who's averaging a little over a dozen points per game, gets on the scoreboard for the first time.
But she doesn't mind those type of assists, David, at all, to get her on the board.
And Turner was playing good defense on Kanhoye, as Irby's jumper is no good, rebounded by Norfleet. And Norfleet pushing for Hostos. And now Norfleet slows it down a little bit. Briggs in front of the Queensborough bench to Turner. Norfleet puts up the 3. No good, rebounded by Shcherban. Shcherban got the good positioning, but she couldn't hit the shot. Queensborough ball, Kanhoye pushing. Kanhoye trying to give Queensborough the lead and loses it. And now it's Turner for Hostos.
Turner got back and took the ball away as she was trying to make that move to the basket.
And Turner thought about the shot. Now Messam inside, puts it in off glass. 13-11 Caimans.
That's 4 for Messam. And Hostos a very good passing team, as we've seen here. They've made a couple of nice passes to get on the board. They have a 2-point lead right now.
And timeout is called by Queensborough and associate coach Lakeisha Harris, who's not happy with their team's offensive execution. And it's also possible that this will be Queensborough's last game of the year. They did not qualify for the regional playoffs.
Oh, they don't?
No, well,
have a good enough record.
No, it's very close. If Nassau loses their final 2 games, which isn't something you want to count on, they won't be in. Hostos is about middle of the pack in the region. And actually, we did the Queensborough-Hostos game on February 2nd.
Yes.
Since then, Queensborough is 0-4. They lost at Suffolk by 7, at Nassau by 44, which really damaged their playoff hopes. They lost at home against BMCC, a game we did, by 7. And then they went on the road to Sullivan to finish the regular season and lost 73-28.
And those are all tough teams, too. But, you know, I'm interested to see if they can get past Hostos here, what they are able to do in a subsequent rematch against BMCC. Last time, David, if you remember, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here because this game is the one that matters. BMCC used their size and pretty much took control of that game.
If it wasn't for second chance points, Queensborough could have won, and a lot of Tigers possessions were one and done.
And as we saw in the first game here tonight, BMCC can run you out of the building, too. They're not a team you want to take lightly in any regard.
No, they were up 43-15 at halftime and then posted in the second half. They won 74-32.
That was right along the lines of where you sized it up, right?
Yeah, that's, I think, what most people were expecting to happen, with all due respect to Bronx Community College, and they have to be happy making the tournament for the first time in the Young Franchises program. And now Kanhoye, Kristina Shcherban now in the game, the 3-point threat for Queensborough. Kanhoye being doubled.
Yeah, they were all over her.
Yeah, good defense, and traveling is called. Excellent defense from Hostos out of the timeout.
You stated good 3-point opportunity or to move with the ball, and they just jumped on her collectively. They stopped her right at the right of the key.
Absolutely. They got it to Kristina Shcherban, and she passed back to Kanhoye, and they were all over Kanhoye. And now Hostos looks to extend the lead a bit. Got Kanhoye to jump in the air. Norfleet, nice pass to Messam, who may not have been expecting it. Briggs the long 2 is no good. Loose ball, Kanhoye with it for Queensborough.
Good job by Kanhoye outreaching the Hostos girl for it.
And traveling is called on Kanhoye again. That's 2 in a row.
I'm going to use this only one time tonight. They continue to annoy Kanhoye trying to get into that lane. They don't let her have any room again, David. They know that she can do that.
Queensborough in the 2-3 defensive zone. Norfleet looking inside. Now back outside, and Turner's jumper is too strong, rebounded by Prentice. And now Queensborough has numbers. Prentice up ahead to Irby. Irby's shot is blocked.
And it was blocked because Irby had to wait for that pass. It was slow in coming, and that gave 23 Turner a chance to get into the play.
Not just slow, but slightly behind her.
Yes. And Turner caught up, good athlete, made the block on it, but it's still Queensborough ball.
Johnson to Shantana, going baseline, and that's off the side of the board. Hostos gets it back. Norfleet looking to the bench for the play.
Right now, Queensborough would like to settle down a little bit. The way you do that is on the defensive end.
But not like that, Joe.
Nope.
And it's Justina Davis with their first points of the game, and Hostos with the 15-11 lead.
Once again, another pass made by that tough guard. She can really play, Norfleet.
And now 4 Caimans have scored and 4 Tigers have scored. Good balance for each team. Irby at the top of the key, being hounded by Turner.
Yeah, they look a little out of their rhythm right now.
And Johnson's shot is off. And then right underneath and puts it in. It's Gessell Prentice, 15-13. Caimans couldn't corral the rebound.
Big play by Prentice there, David. Big play, because they do look like they're out of their rhythm, and she gave them something to work with right there.
And 6 early points for Prentice. And Hostos answers right back. It's Davis again. 17-13 Caimans halfway through the first. Kanhoye gets doubled and loses it. And Norfleet ahead of the pack, and Norfleet can't put it in. Prentice altered the shot.
Yeah, Prentice got back.
And great defense from behind by Norfleet. Took it away from Kanhoye. Briggs loses it out of bounds. Queensborough ball.
Well, the Queensborough Tigers will get it back. They're down by 4. Again, they have to find a little bit of smoothness on the offensive end. They've been a little out of sync. Let's see what they are able to come up with. Shcherban comes back in, by the way, for Hostos now. She had taken a seat on the bench.
And some credit I give neither of these teams relaxing defensively. Can't afford to in a game of this magnitude.
It's a good game right now.
Prentice puts up a 3, and it's no good, and there were no Tigers in position for a rebound. Nothing but white jerseys. And Norfleet handling the point guard duties for the Caimans right now. Calling out the play facing the 2-3 zone, Shantana and Prentice at the front of it.
And so they go with 3 girls across the top to stretch it out a little bit.
And Norfleet's 3 is no good, and Queensborough will get it. It was last touched by Messam.
Messam trying to get to that loose ball, only able to get a fingertip on it, so it'll go back to Queensborough. David, when you're working against that zone and you spread it out a little bit, you have the height that Hostos has, you can get some better looks at the basket.
I was going to say, even if you penetrate and then kick out and get a better look at a 3, Shantana puts up a 3, and it's an air ball, but we'll call it a pass, and Irby puts it in off glass. 17-15.
Irby, the Queensborough Lady Tiger on the spot. Not the Johnny on the spot. They were over in the other side of Queens.
Now Prentice coming back the other way for Queensborough. And Prentice is bumped by Turner. It's a blocking foul. And that will be the first on Turner.
Number 23, Teresa Turner. That's her first, team's second.
Yeah, Turner almost walked into that foul. She was out of position, and she turned trying to get to Prentice, and they banged into each other, and she got called for the foul.
It's got to be tough. You're running back on defense. You turn around, and somebody runs into you, and you get called for a foul.
Well, let's face it. You know, the Tigers have been like this for several seasons. They do make you play defense with people like, you know, Kanhoye and others. Rodriguez, who was here last year. That was a bad pass right there.
Terrible pass, and Sabrina Rodriguez will be back next year, also a volleyball star.
Got a little volleyball action to do next week, and we're looking forward to it.
Certainly, there used to be a time you called volleyball every day for QPTV, wasn't it?
I did a lot of volleyball. I used to have a ball bouncing in my head.
And that would be a backcourt violation. They lost track of where they were on the court. Tamisha Briggs did.
All right, so this is a chance now, David, for Queensborough to do something here. They're down by 2. Let's see if they're able to take advantage.
Biggest lead was 4 in this game for either team. Been tight throughout as Kanhoye look to the bench for the play.
I'm going to mark this down at 8:17. Let's get a look at it.
Prentice, good defense by Norfleet. Irby puts up the long jumper, and it's an air ball.
Yeah, that's the second one for Irby. She's not setting herself on those shots.
I think they should try to work it inside a little more. Now Norfleet to Briggs. Briggs back out to Norfleet. Nice pass inside, and it's good. Davis now with 6 points, and Hostos with a 19-15 lead.
Now that wasn't a running right-hander. That was like a swooping right-hander by Davis. She has some leg span, and she used it.
It was almost like somewhat of a hook shot.
Yep.
Langley, and a reach-in foul is called on Norfleet. Good defense, but a little too aggressive. And only the third foul against Hostos. 1 on Norfleet, 1 on Turner, 1 on Messam.
Well, we spoke about Bob DiNardo leaving this year. David Chambers has taken over the Queensborough program. He's kept it on course, and he is not new to the program, by the way. You know that.
No, definitely. He's been an assistant under a lot of coaches, DiNardo, Medina, the few before that. And you can't get too different than DiNardo and Medina in terms of personalities.
You really can't.
Kanhoye's 3 is no good. And Irby can't put it in. Batted, and Queensborough will keep it. Hostos again couldn't corral a rebound.
Well, if you're Queensborough, just want to stay aggressive as you are right now. Don't give up on those plays, and maybe a few of them will go. Right now, we're getting a timeout.
Jessica Valero calls it. She wasn't happy with the lack of rebounding on that possession, and it's a full timeout.
No, because, you know, David, they are actually giving Queensborough a chance to stay in this ball game with some of those lackadaisical plays, and I'm sure she's not happy with it. And the Tigers, they're very dangerous when they're in the ballpark. Now they want to try now on the Queensborough bench. I'm sure they're talking about who they want to get the ball to get a basket on the board here. It's been a while.
Well, I don't think there's any secret. It would be Shantana Kanhoye, who led the conference in points per game with a shade over 17. She also led the team in rebounds per game with 10, assists per game with 3. So the ball is going to be in her hands.
They can use it.
And Kanhoye is the 3rd Queensborough player to win Player of the Year. Taniqua Tabiri did it in 08, and Kiara Bryant did it in 2011.
2 outstanding ball players. Kiara Bryant and Nikki, she basically started the run for Queensborough, even under several, maybe one other coach. She started the whole thing, even before Joe Medina got there.
Chung, right?
Yeah, under Miss Chung, she did a great job. Then they had Moore. I used to say we want more. Sabrina Moore. She was terrific.
And, and Gessell Prentice is the 5th Queensborough player to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Taniqua Tabiri, Katrina Robinson, Zakonja Bethea, and Olivia Strachan all did it.
They were all terrific. Katrina was really a physical force. She was built strong, and she took advantage of that in these tournaments.
And she was on the 08 team, the first Queensborough team to win the CUNY tournament.
No surprise there, huh? She was something.
That's anybody who followed. And now Prentice gets a good look at a jumper, but it's too strong and rebounded by Turner. And now Norfleet's pushing it, but sees nothing but blue jerseys and dribbles back out. And Turner, Kanhoye got the hand in on it, and Turner gets it back.
Great athletic move by Kanhoye, though.
Hostos still has 15 on the shot clock, and Norfleet calls out a play now facing the 2-3. Briggs, nice pass. Messam inside is fouled.
Good job by Hostos. That shot clock had run down to about 8 seconds, and you were stating it, David. You don't have much time now to get a good shot. They made some good passes in order to do that.
I think they've been working it inside a little more consistently than Queensborough has.
They're a very smart team, and they try to use advantage of their passing ability, and that has served them well.
First one is off.
Of course, you have to hit those free throws when you get them. It's a pretty even game still. Queensborough looking for something offensively right now, though.
A little bit. Messam misses both free throws. Kanhoye pushing, and Turner doing a good job of slowing her down.
Yeah,
bad hounding her all
they've taken her out of the game to a certain extent offensively.
Foul charge number
Not a foul they wanted to commit, though.
The second.
And that's the second foul on Turner, which is tough.
They might have to sit her down a little bit, get her off the court, because she has done a fine job on Kanhoye. She's responsible for part of that.
I think that's tough for Hostos as Damani Smith goes in. But Turner was doing a very nice job on Kanhoye.
So now the coaching wheels are turning. Want to get that ball to Kanhoye now and test that new girl out there.
It's about the chess match on the sidelines as Moore misses a three. Loose ball, and Hostos comes away with it. Norfleet slows it up. Head Briggs, nice pass inside. Messam couldn't put it in, but they get the offensive rebound. And then Davis's shot is off. Put back counted and the foul.
25, Melsha.
It's Messam.
Yeah, they're hurting them on the glass, David. That is the third, fourth time tonight they've done that on the rotation. They got Messam in there down low. She gets the foul as well.
Foul is on Ludesi Gonzalez, her first personal.
By the way, you notice Queensborough brought Gonzalez in to try to duplicate the ability of Kanhoye with the quickness. So
Kanhoye going to the basket and lays it in with the left hand. 21-17 Hostos.
No doubt, there is where they have to go the next few trips.
And now some full court pressure. Of course, remember, you don't have to get it across in 10 seconds in the women's game. That was nearly a backcourt violation. Good no call, though. And now a steal, Queensborough, and they have Irby ahead of the pack.
They didn't see her.
They see her now, and then it's blocked. And it goes off Irby last. Ball to Hostos.
Oh, boy, did that hurt. They could have pulled within two, and they didn't see Irby for a long time. And then after they got the ball to her, they got back in the play and just blocked it off her.
Kanhoye saw her a second earlier. Irby may have hit the two. And then how about...
Was that Turner again, number 24?
I don't believe so. I think it was Davis 24.
Davis 24.
Because they took Turner out with the two fouls.
Turner had made that play earlier.
And the pass goes off the hand of Briggs out of bounds. But how about the bad break for Queensborough, too? Not only does Irby get her shot blocked, but it goes off of her before it goes out of bounds, and Hostos gets the ball, although they end up turning it over.
Now, here's something Queensborough wants to take advantage of. When they make Hostos speed up a little bit, they can cause the turnovers. So you get a basket here, you might go back to the press right away.
As Prentice's shot is no good, and Kanhoye with the near rebound, but no. And now Damani Smith slows it down. And in contrast in styles, Queensborough likes to push, Hostos likes to run their offense in the half court.
They like to size it up.
And Norfleet likes to bank in a three, and they lead 24-17. And Norfleet in double-digit scoring, 10 points.
That really hurt, that three. It's a 7-point game now.
Kanhoye, nice pass. Gonzalez can't finish, though. Moore underneath with the rebound and the basket, and it's 24-19. Quinasha Moore with their first points of the night. One nice game Moore had when we saw her the first time against Hostos as Briggs answers right back. Hostos goes back up by 7 as Briggs gets on the board for the first time. 30-second timeout taken.
Yeah, right there. Queensborough threw down the gauntlet, and Hostos says, we'll answer that. And they did right away. They're playing a very smooth game right now, leading by 7, but there's still a lot of time to go.
Yeah, without a few turnovers on offense, I think Hostos has been executing very nicely.
Hey fans, now you can wear the CUNYAC Prince gear. Just click on the...
Well, they're a veteran team, David. I mean, they have a lot of sophomores and girls who can make a difference.
If you look at the scoring also for Hostos, Norfleet leads with 10 points, and Davis and Messam have 6 apiece.
To the fan store at CUNYathletics.com.
And then for Queensborough, if you want to run down their leaders, Prentice is the only one with more than 5 points. She has 6, and then Kanhoye has 4. Langley hit the 3-pointer, and 3 other players have 2 apiece.
They have done what we stated earlier. They've taken Queensborough out of their game on the offensive end, and it has led to a 7-point lead. Let's see now if they can get the shock absorbers together, Queensborough, and start to even things out a little bit.
And it seems like even when Queensborough has a chance to push, they have trouble finishing. Good transition defense has been played by Hostos. Kanhoye, first possession after the timeout, bounce pass to Prentice. Nice move by Prentice, but Kanhoye wasn't expecting the pass, and the ball goes back to the Caimans.
Very tough pass to get to, David, because she could not see Prentice handling the ball, and then the ball starts coming at you out of a white jersey, and you're just not going to see that ball.
And some pressure put on by Queensborough, and Kanhoye and Moore go right after Norfleet, and Turner back in the game. And Turner with the ball now. Now Norfleet guarded by Moore. Davis outside. The long jumper is no good, and Kanhoye with the rebound. And Kanhoye is slowed at half court, and I like the way they played her. Damani Smith, and now Norfleet coming over. Prentice gets right by her defender and puts it in. Davis got beat by Prentice.
Yeah, and that play was made by Kanhoye. You saw Prentice out of the corner of her eye, and then she had an easy layup.
26-21. And Norfleet looking to the bench for the play. Norfleet handling the point guard duties, but leading the team with 10 points, and they're down to 12 on the shot clock, and they're just now working it inside, or trying to. And Norfleet, one-hand shot is no good, and rebounded by Gonzalez. And Norfleet almost got to the pass before Kanhoye did. Kanhoye to Moore, no good. Gonzalez the rebound, but it's blocked, loose ball. Norfleet comes away with it for Hostos.
Great job by Gonzalez, but she couldn't complete the play, and it's back in possession of the Caimans.
And those add up after a while. Messam to Davis, who puts it in. 28-21 Hostos, and Davis now with 8 points.
Yes, they do add up, David, and the reason why is because you spend such a lot of energy trying to make those plays, and then when they turn against you, you're a little tuckered out. You got to get back on defense.
More nice give and go with Kanhoye, who can't finish. Loose ball is chased down by Davis.
Of course, these girls are in shape and they can run all day, but what I mean is you're a little tuckered out mentally, because then you know you have to get back and you just had that ball slip away from you.
Right. Now Smith to Turner inside Messam. They go back outside. Now down to 10 on the shot clock. Turner may step into a three, instead passes to Norfleet. Norfleet inside, and Messam, they're down to 3-2. Norfleet's going to have to jack it up.
Couldn't get the shot off. Just had to make a turn and get that up, but not sufficient time anymore.
Would not have counted if it went, and now 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first half. Hostos leading 28-21.
Now, David, that's the difference between playing the game on a high school level and playing it on this level with the senior college level. There are certain things you have to do in order to be a good ball player. It's not enough just to score, play defense. You have to make some plays, and you have to know what to do in certain situations.
And there's a reach-in foul, not one they wanted to give, but doesn't hurt them too much, only the 15th foul.
Foul is charged to number 3.
7-point deficit for Queensborough. They sure can use a bucket here, and they'd like to come out of the half feeling a little better about themselves.
Final 2 minutes will be very important as Prentice can't hit. Kanhoye almost flew in for the rebound. Caiman player was on the line. It was Smith who was out of bounds, so Queensborough will have a whole new 30-second shot clock and 1:46 to go in the half.
Good break for Queensborough. They get a new shot clock. Let's see what they're able to work off it.
Gonzalez is inbounding. Eventually. Now the ref picks something up off the court.
It's something had been on that baseline that somebody can slip on, and she has to discard that.
May have been some medical tape.
Yeah, you don't want to have anybody slip and get hurt in this part of the year particularly.
Especially regional playoffs coming up. And of course, we're still in the middle of the CUNY playoffs. And on the catch and shoot, the shot is long. Briggs with the rebound, and these Caimans get great positioning for their rebounds, even though they don't always have the size advantage.
And they really do.
Turnaround jumper is no good. Gonzalez with the rebound for Queensborough, and now Kanhoye is running. Kanhoye trying to get to the basket, slows down. Now gets it back from Moore.
They've done a good job locating Kanhoye and stopping her at every turn, trying to get up court.
And now Johnson, turnaround jumper is no good, and she was left alone.
And that's the problem, David. They're not hitting their outside shots. Kanhoye's getting turned off, and nobody's hitting an outside shot. So there's a foul there on Hostos.
That's her first.
No, that's a foul on Queensborough, and they're going to give the ball back.
But only the 4th foul against the Lady Tigers. But Johnson had a very good look at that. She was left alone and couldn't hit.
And not hitting them. And if Kanhoye's not going to score, somebody's going to have to.
And only 21 points in the half. 1 minute to go in the first. And it's Norfleet working on more and getting to the basket, but their shot is short. And Queensborough got a little lucky because no help defense came over. Prentice being guarded by Norfleet. Now a double team comes over. It's Webster on the double. Moore puts up a long two, and it's good.
There you go.
Quinasha Moore makes it 28-23, and they go 2 for 1. So they will get the ball back one more time.
That was sorely needed. Somebody with an outside hit, and now they're back within 5.
Now Davis is fouled with 26 and 6/10 seconds remaining.
You have to give credit to Hostos because I think just about every time tonight that Queensborough has moved a little closer, Hostos has come right back and tried to answer, and on several occasions they did, and here they get the foul. So they're playing a very sharp game in their own regard.
And only a 5-point game.
It just shows you there's not a lot of difference between these teams.
No. Most people expected this would go down to the wire as the first free throw is off.
If I give the edge to Hostos, because they might be a little better passing team.
Right. And in conference, Hostos went 6-2 and Queensborough went 5-3. Those teams were very even as it's now 29-23. And Queensborough can hold for the final shot. No reason to give Hostos another possession. 15 seconds to go.
What shot are they going to get, though? Let's see.
See, Prentice down to 9-8. Prentice, step back 3 is no good. And Norfleet with the rebound. They have one more chance. 3-2 up ahead. Will they get it off? No. We run out of time, but an impressive half for Hostos. They lead 29-23. Mecca Norfleet leading the way with 10 points, and Justina Davis right behind her with 9.
Very, very hard half for Queensborough to absorb because they were never able to really get the motor running, David, and that means offensively. And their problem compounded by the fact that Hostos has been sharp for the most part on the offensive end. They haven't shot the lights out. They haven't done everything you had to do. But they passed the ball pretty well, and they've gotten some good shots taken advantage, and they're up by 6 at the half. Let's see what kind of second half we have.
I was going to say, all that being said, they're only down by 6.
Yeah.
Gonzalez has 1 foul. Number 24, Shantana.
Second half about to begin. Hostos is 20 minutes away from going to the CUNY Championship game. Queensborough's down 29-23, and they're looking to come back.
Yeah, hopefully Queensborough's 20 minutes away, too. If they can put something together here, David. What they need to put together is they need to play from behind this time. That's something they didn't do against Hostos last time. Here's David with the call.
Thank you, Joe Massey. And they go inside, and Messam puts it in. Messam makes it 31-23.
They call that an auspicious start.
Queensborough's first possession of the second half, and it's picked off. Hostos coming back the other way. And Kanhoye intercepts the pass and then makes sure she doesn't step on the line. Cutting through a few Caimans. She had Irby up ahead and didn't see her. Now she gets it to Irby, and Irby misses badly.
And right off the bat, we said at halftime something Queensborough needed to do was shoot the ball better if they're going to eke back into this game. They're going to have to hit the outside shot.
And I think they need to look down court a little faster because she had Irby ahead of the pack, but Kanhoye didn't see her. As Norfleet's 3 rims out, but then Johnson touches it last. It stays with Hostos.
Hostos has been a hair away from maybe extending this game out to where they're going to make it very tough on Queensborough. If they can get one of those shots to go down, now you have like a 9-point lead.
Messam, they go inside out. Now Briggs is being guarded by Langley. Norfleet, long pass Briggs. Turner, not a lot of movement on offense, a lot of standing around and dribbling. And Norfleet being guarded by Langley. Outside, Briggs puts up a long jumper, and it's good. There's, as Chuck Daly said, shooting will make up for a multitude of sins.
Yeah, and I said 9-point lead, but I looked at the scoreboard. They were ahead by 8, so a bucket there makes it double digits. Now they're up by 10.
First double-digit lead for either team in this game, and Prentice makes it a single-digit game again. And now Prentice has 10 points.
And otherwise, we have a lot of digits here.
33-25, double team comes over, and timeout is called by Hostos. Queensborough is putting on the half-court trap.
Making a comment about the digits because we are getting narrowly close to a time when this becomes important right now. Hostos up by 8. We've got about 2 minutes in here, Dave, and Queensborough still hasn't been able to stop Hostos when it matters, and that's got to be a problem right now for that bench.
It's also going to be tough if they're knocking down jumpers like Briggs did on that last possession. If you look, Queensborough played well defensively. There was a lot of standing around by the Caimans, and then Briggs bails them out with the jumper and 2 points.
Well, you know, they haven't been overly impressive themselves shooting from outside. That time they were Hostos. They got the bucket from Briggs. David Chambers and his staff have to be a little leery of the fact that his Queensborough team, when they get within 5, when they get in within 4, they're not able to stop Hostos on the other end. And that's been happening time and time again tonight. They're going to have to find something defensively here. So Hostos has some opportune baskets tonight, is what I'm trying to say in many words.
Right.
We'll cut it down right there.
And Queensborough's got their offensive sets going. They have Prentice with 10 points. The next closest scorer is 4.
And who is that?
Both Kanhoye and Moore have 4 points apiece.
They've done a good job on Kanhoye, and that has been a problem. So somebody's going to have to step up.
And here's Briggs being guarded by Langley, and she runs Langley over and then helps pick her up. Nice sportsmanship, but still a charge on Briggs.
Gotta love Langley. She took one for the team right there. It's not easy to run over Langley at her size, but she is tough. She's a tough gal.
Definitely, and you can't fall asleep guarding her because she banked in that 3-pointer before.
And that was exciting. They need a few more of those too.
Be nice to see
Langley.
Langley.
Got to show a little fire right now.
I think so. Here's Kanhoye. Kanhoye being guarded by Turner. Outside Prentice, nice pass to Irby. And rebounded by the 4'9" Langley down low, and she dribbles out.
You gotta love her. You gotta love her. She plays
they don't love
such
that
hard though.
They don't love that, Joe. And Norfleet.
Not that, no.
Prentice got a hand on it. Hostos saves it. Norfleet's asking for it, gets it. And the pass is thrown wide of Davis. Ball back to Queensborough.
By the way, this tournament has been known in the past to have some terrific small players in it. Shamar Stewartson did it for Hostos a few years ago. And a young lady played for BMCC named Putnam one year, put on a show here, and she wasn't very big, so it doesn't matter how tall you are, you can dominate the game here.
And Kanhoye from way downtown makes it 33-28, and Queensborough's within 5.
That was a big shot by Kanhoye. Can't get it inside, got to go outside.
Now Norfleet to Briggs, puts up a long 2, and that's where she hit a jumper from before. She does it again. Briggs makes it 35-28.
They have antagonized Queensborough. Every time Queensborough gets it a little close, they come right back with a basket.
This is like a football score. Remember, it was 28-21 before. Now it's 35-28. Kanhoye to Prentice. Johnson nearly lost it and does lose it, and there's a loose ball. Gets it back. They're down to 12 on the shot clock, double team. Kanhoye nearly lost it, and then is called for carrying. Good call by the ref.
Yeah, they're sending the house at Kanhoye. She's got to get rid of that ball and dump it off to somebody and try to get an open shot for someone. She didn't do it that time, so they turned it over.
Here's Norfleet, and there's what you spoke of. Queensborough cut it to 5, and now Hostos leads by 7 and has the ball. Turner looking for her first points of the game still. Norfleet, nice pass inside. Handoff to Messam, who puts it in off glass. Messam in double-digit scoring, and it's 37-28.
David, you said nice pass. They made 2 nice passes in a row there,
yes.
And they got Messam an even better shot.
And Hostos will get it back after the traveling.
This is looking very tough now for Queensborough is just not on their game right now.
And then, wow, what a gift. She just stepped over the line with the ball, and Queensborough will get it back. And I was about to ask if maybe QCC should take a 30-second timeout.
I don't know if you do that because they are stuck in the mud right now, so you want to keep them out there active. But you're down at 16 minutes now. I'm going to underline the 16-minute mark. This is a very big period.
And Prentice, it was last touched by the Caimans. You also wonder, it's still early now, but you wonder when you get to the point of needing to put on a full-court press, which they've done on and off in this game.
You don't like the pattern that is set in here tonight, so they want to do something to get closer.
And that'll help. Gessell Prentice now with the dozen points. It's 37-30. She's been carrying the Lady Tigers.
Now they can press.
And Briggs had to go through her hands, but it will stay with Hostos.
That is going to be the key to coming back here, Dave. They're going to make a few shots, press Hostos, hope that they turn the ball over, and then step on those opportunities.
If Briggs hauled in the pass, she may have had the 2 points.
May have.
So it's Hostos ball underneath with 20 on the shot clock.
It's almost a game you have to play, though. You have to rush them.
Deflected up, Messam outside, Briggs to Norfleet. Corner 3 is no good, rebounded by Langley. And Prentice running and lost the handle on it. And Prentice was nearly a traveling, good no call though.
Yeah.
And Kanhoye is forced out. So there's a foul against the Caimans.
Yeah, Prentice had the dexterity to get back to that ball, even though she was stumbling all over. And that's going to be a foul on the Caimans off the give off. So the ball will stay with Queensborough. And that's a 7-point game. Let's see where they go with it here.
Third foul on Turner, and so Centeria McDonald will go in for Hostos, number 14. Prentice in the corner, pass was deflected, and it found its way back to Prentice, who nearly got away with the traveling. Kanhoye, and they call it tie-up. No foul, a few close calls.
Looked like a little body was involved in that one, too. That was not called.
More than a little.
But they're going to end up with the ball anyway. They're not playing very sure basketball right now, though. There's no doubt about it. Queensborough is scampering to try to make something happen. They got to settle down a little bit.
I'd say Prentice is the only one right now, and Kanhoye is called for double dribbling.
You know, David, you don't want to scamper when you're behind by 7 points. You've got to be smooth. You've got to get something together.
And the 2012 CUNY Player of the Year, Kristina Shcherban, is at the scorer's table getting ready to go back in for Hostos. Norfleet to Briggs. Takes it inside. Tough jumper is long. Nice rebound. Underneath, McDonald puts it in off glass. McDonald's first points of the game, and Hostos goes up by 9.
The key play there, the rebound, as you said. Davis went out and got it. She just went out and snatched it.
Here's Kanhoye going to the basket, and she'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Big move by Kanhoye right there.
Number 14,
they're going to need more, though. They're going to need more than that. At this point, they're down by 9, so and first of all, have to make her free throws here.
Kanhoye,
she's a good shooter, right?
Yeah, I was going to say Kanhoye makes about 2 out of 3 of her free throws. Rattles that one in, 39-31.
You don't want to put that old H on her. We announcers have a way of doing that.
Especially you.
Thank you. That's because the players kind of listen to what I say, I guess. Second one is no good.
Good break for Queensborough. We went off the left hand of Messam, so
big break.
Got it right back.
Let's watch them here. Again, a point of where you're going to go with the ball right here. Down by 8. This is a telling tale right now.
I love the way Hostos has been playing Kanhoye defensively. And I think she has to pass a little sooner. Here's Prentice. And that shot is short. Kanhoye overran the rebound. Norfleet now with it for Hostos. Shcherban was asking for it, gets it. Nice pass inside, and Messam can't finish. Got her own rebound, can't finish again. And Langley comes out with it for Queensborough.
Yeah, that ball was tipped by Irby, and Langley got in there, and she positioned herself to grab that big rebound.
14 minutes to go. Hostos 39, Queensborough 31. And Prentice, and that's a one-and-done possession. But look at Irby come in. Loose ball, and Hostos ends up with it, but great hustle by Irby. And just a terrible pass, and Queensborough will get it back.
You have to wonder when Queensborough is going to call that timeout and discuss what they need to do right here. They're down by 8. They're not going to do it right now. They're going to let the girls play. Again, you have to know, where are we going to go with the ball? Who's going to be our bread and butter right here?
And also remember, they used a few in the first half, and they may want to save them for the end of the game.
That's true.
Kanhoye to Langley, and Langley puts up a long 2, and it's good. Elise Langley.
Let's go to someone they don't think we're going to go to, and Langley, the chutzpah to make that shot right there.
Their second field goal of the game. It's 39-33. Shcherban in the corner got Kanhoye to leave her feet, and a tie-up is called. Good defense by Queensborough.
As we said, Queensborough needs a little fire, and someone like Langley can give them that. And if they get that, perhaps they make a game out of this.
And I think it's good because when Langley scores, you don't just get the points, you get the momentum. And there's a steal. Prentice running, Queensborough with numbers. Briggs standing between Prentice and the basket. Prentice can't finish. Loose ball. Prentice dribbles out with it. Shcherban got a hand on it, and that'll be a tie-up.
This time it's Queensborough's ball, too.
Yeah, on the alternating possession.
They're hustling a little more. They're making things happen a little more, and that's what they have to do. They have to get down in the mud.
Irby nearly overthrew Kanhoye, and Norfleet's all over her, and Kanhoye throws it away. Now Hostos is running. Up ahead. Couldn't finish. Kristina Davis missed but got it back, and now Shcherban. Messam had to go through her hands. And Kanhoye and Norfleet tie up, and Hostos will keep it on the alternating possession. Bit of a helter-skelter pace, Joe.
Yeah, you spoke earlier about Shcherban getting rid of that ball a lot, and there was a situation where she could have held the ball a little more, looked for something better. She just wanted to get rid of the ball right away. That's the one fault in her game. Otherwise, she's a solid player, but she's too unselfish at times.
And as we have a Hostos timeout, in all fairness to Shcherban, she is averaging 12 points per game this year. So it's not like she's been silent offensively.
Yeah, but she is a little too unselfish at times, and you'd like to see her with her size in that situation. You're up by 6. Instead of throwing a scatter pass there, take the ball down to the foul line, look for somebody. Maybe that's not her game entirely, but she could do a little more of that. No, I'm not gonna knock her too bad.
No, and I think she was scoring a bit more last season when she won Player of the Year, and she was actually CUNY Player of the Week 3 times this year. Shantana Kanhoye didn't win that award once, but it's Kanhoye who wins CUNY Player of the Year, and Kanhoye is named Player of the Year, but doesn't get Rookie of the Year.
Well, they basically plugged Kanhoye in for Sabrina from last year. Yes. Sabrina was doing a great job at that motor game for Queensborough. You know, they've done a good job on Kanhoye tonight, David, and Langley stepped up, hit that jump shot. Again, Queensborough's going to need a few more. They're going to need a few more of those jumpers to go. So far, they've had a tough shooting night.
Queensborough's looking forward to next year when they could have Rodriguez and Kanhoye together, but right now they're... That's what the rest of the conference might be saying, but right now they're down by 6 with 12:44 to go. And Joe, do you remember when these Hostos Queensborough games were the game? 05 through 08, 4 years in a row, the CUNY Championship game.
I remember, yes. And you mentioned Strachan. She was instrumental in one of them.
Yes.
Another big girl, another girl with, you know, a body who could do some work. Katrina Robinson was one of them. It just had, you know, we talked about the men's program here at Queensborough for so many years, but the women's program has had such great players over the past 10 years.
How about, oh wait, and here's Shcherban guarded by Langley, but she gets it inside, and Messam dribbles it off her foot. Messam says it went off one of the Queensborough players, but the ref doesn't agree. Lady Tiger ball. And remember when Hostos won 4 in a row and they were going for number 5 and they lost to Queensborough, and that started a Queensborough streak of 4 in a row.
That was very big. And this Queensborough team, it has a lot of pride. It's a great program right now, a women's program.
And Kanhoye with another turnover. The bounce pass intended for Irby was stolen, and Shcherban ends up with it. And that's the second time in about 2 minutes that Irby nearly got the ball back for Queensborough.
Yeah.
And now Queensborough win their 2-3, Langley and Prentice at the front, and Kanhoye, Johnson, and Irby in the back. And here's Briggs, who thought about a jumper. They're down to 10 on the clock. Down to 7, Shcherban. Norfleet jumper is good. Mecca Norfleet makes it 41-33.
Big jumper by Norfleet. We were looking for it from Queensborough. They're knocking down some big shots in the second half, Hostos.
Kanhoye doubled, and they have to call timeout. Not when they wanted to use.
Well, there is that timeout they need, because now at 11:49, they're in a lot of danger here. They have to stay in this ball game. Hostos has definitely been the better team in the second half. They've held on to that lead. They've hit their outside shots for the most part, and they put the onus, the burden on Queensborough right now. They have to find something.
They've only outscored Queensborough 12-10 in the second half.
But they made big plays.
Yes.
And they maintained the lead. And that's, if you're Queensborough, you can't afford to trade baskets with them right now.
No, and Queensborough got as close as 5. Remember, it was 33-28, and then Hostos made a bit of a run.
They played a smoother game for the most part, David. They passed the ball better. They've had a better direction to their offense. So now's a good time to take a timeout, because you may not have another chance to get back in this game. Let's see.
And I was going to say they had to call the timeout because Kanhoye was being double-teamed at half court.
Very good reason to do it, too.
And they were in danger of a steal and an easy layup for Hostos.
And then, if this goes back up to 10, it becomes a major difficulty.
Queensborough fans will point out that they were up by 17 in the second half of last year's CUNY semifinal. And then the players started dancing in the huddle during a timeout, and they ended up losing.
They don't want to do that.
No, well, they're not dancing right now, and Kanhoye isn't scoring either. As Norfleet hauls in a rebound for Hostos. Up ahead, it's to Misha Briggs. Briggs to Messam. Messam got it back, then lost it again. Queensborough ball. Refs are letting them play.
After it, yeah.
Refs are really letting them play, though.
They sure are, because there was contact there.
And Queensborough has not been called for a foul in the first 8:39 of the second half.
How do you say her name? Coach Villela?
I believe so. And how about Langley bringing up the ball for Queensborough there, and Kanhoye hitting the 3. And it's a 5-point game again.
Kanhoye, if you can't score from inside, you're going to have to take it outside. She can do that, by the way.
Well, like what the Queensborough coaching staff did there, Kanhoye was having troubles. That isn't a very good shot to take, and Kanhoye is pushing it. Kanhoye to Prentice, and Prentice puts it in off glass, and it's a 3-point game.
Gessell Prentice.
How do you like that? The timeout got them back in rhythm, and now they're playing their game.
Closest it's been since the early moments, 41-38. And how about the coaching staff decision to have Langley run the point, and they could get it to Kanhoye across half court. That jumper's no good. Queensborough ball, and they have a chance to tie. But Johnson, lucky Johnson wasn't called for a technical there. She kind of threw the ball away.
Playing with more intensity right now, that is for sure.
Remember, Kalena Marshall was called for a technical foul in the second half of last year's meltdown against BMCC.
Possession going to.
And now Queensborough has a chance to tie the game with 10:24 remaining.
And the Tigers are clawing a little bit.
You've been saving that one for a moment just like this.
They got to do it, Dave. They have to scratch their way.
And this really negates what Hostos wants to do in double teaming Kanhoye when it's Langley bringing it up. They have to play a little more off than they want to. Now they double. Prentice along 2. No good, but Langley comes in, nearly gets the rebound, and a foul is called. Foul goes against Hostos.
How about that Langley? She has added a spark here in the second half. She started doing it earlier, and now she's transformed the Tigers a little bit with her desire and her spunky play.
And Jonasia Turner goes back in for Hostos with 3 fouls. They have to watch out for her. Kanhoye nearly lost it out of bounds. Couldn't save it in. Hostos ball.
Tough break right there. I'll go back to my point. This has been a tournament that has been very friendly to the smaller girls in the past. It's a great time for Langley to step up here.
Halfway through the second, Hostos leads 41-38. Briggs to Turner. Kanhoye got a hand in on it, but it'll stay with Hostos.
You see, Kanhoye can almost jump out of the gym at times. She can get up there in a hurry. No advance notice needed for Kanhoye.
Hostos ball with 20 on the shot clock. Norfleet guarded by Langley. Langley's right up on her. And a steal. And Shcherban is called for a foul. Not too bad a foul, or else Prentice may have had an easy 2 points at the other end.
Actually a good foul, because it looked like they might have numbers.
However, that's 5 team fouls on Hostos and none for Queensborough.
This is getting very interesting now. Very interesting.
Kanhoye, and Hostos has to look to take away the three-pointer, which could tie the game. Prentice to Kanhoye. Langley goes inside, throws up a wild one, and it's no good. Loose ball is picked up by the Caimans. And it's Messam. Messam and Prentice got a hand in on it, but it just went out of bounds.
And we spoke earlier about how you want to speed up this game a little if you're Queensborough, get them out of their comfort zone. They've done it a little bit. They've notched it up. And you see Hostos starting to be a little tentative here.
And running his Queensborough game, not the game of the Lady Caimans. Turner to Norfleet. Norfleet outside, Shcherban, jumper, rims out. Tipped, Queensborough ball. Irby running, and then slowing it up. And Kanhoye for the tie, no good. And there were nothing but white jerseys there for the rebound.
That would have been one of the big shots in her young career if she could get that to go down, but not able to. Still a three-point game, though.
May not have been the best shot, although she had a good look, and that would have tied the game. There were no Queensborough players there for a rebound, and Briggs throws up a brick. And it's last touched by a Tiger, so it stays with Hostos.
Good job by the Hostos lady to go down to the baseline and keep that ball in their possession, banging it off of the Tiger.
I think some Lady Tigers fell asleep when the shot looked like it was going out of bounds. An extra possession for Hostos and Norfleet. Bricks a three. And Shcherban nearly committed a foul. She just reached in on Johnson, trying to pull the ball away. Kanhoye, Turner was all over her. Prentice, floater, no good. They can't seem to cut into the three-point lead.
They've had their opportunities.
Now Hostos with a bit of a chance to run. Norfleet is called for too many steps. Good call. Queensborough ball with 8:03 to go.
Yeah, they're making it very tough on Hostos now to do what they did earlier because they've notched up the pressure and it's causing all kinds of problems for the Caimans.
Now Norfleet goes to the bench. McDonald is in for Hostos. Langley with the ball for Queensborough. Under 8 minutes to play. Kanhoye being guarded by McDonald. Kanhoye down to 18 on the clock. Pass was tipped. Got to Prentice. And Prentice to Johnson. Johnson's jumper is no good. And Kanhoye swoops in, but it goes out of bounds, ball to Hostos.
Boy, if just a couple of those jumpers go, Queensborough's ahead in this ball game. They have really struggled with the outside shot, but they're playing very inspired basketball, and there's a lot of time here.
And a timeout is called. 30-second timeout taken by Hostos. 7:39 to go.
Well, the Caimans came in and they established themselves tonight, as opposed to the last game, as the leader in this game. And Queensborough said, we're not going to stand for it midway through the second half. But I'd say about the 12-minute mark, Chambers called that timeout. And then they came out like a new bunch of Tigers, and they started beating their way back into this game, and it stayed that way. Hostos offense has been shut off. They're only up by 3, and they can't make the baskets and can't get the stability they had earlier.
I think what Hostos may also have to do is work it inside to Messam, who led the CUNY conference in field goal percentage this year, hit more than half of her shots down low.
Well, they took the point guard out before, David, before that timeout. What they need to do is get Shcherban involved, and then if she doesn't have the shot, get it in close to Messam, and just work with their size, as you said.
And here's Hostos trying to extend their three-point lead. 7.5 minutes to play. Turner, long pass. McDonald out to Turner. Davis, nice pass to Shcherban. And a foul is called against Queensborough, only the first of the half.
And when you get that ball to Shcherban at about the right of the key, she has a look over the defense because she has the height at 6 feet. She is a good passer, so you don't mind getting her the ball, and she could try to spring something free down low.
That was the second foul on Prentice. Now here's Shcherban guarded by Langley, and she was more aggressive, and the foul was, and they called traveling. They called traveling against Shcherban.
Wow, that's a big call.
A lot of players seem surprised, and now the refs, one may overrule the other and say a foul.
Prentice turned around and said, "You're going to call traveling on that? Good, good." She didn't realize it was going to be a traveling. Prentice of Queensborough.
And now they call a foul, and Lakeisha Harris can't believe it on the Queensborough sideline. Although from up here it looked like a good call. Of course, we're in the last row of the bleachers, so what does that count for?
Maybe a tie-up more than a foul, but we'll see Shcherban, and she shoots the free throws well.
Led CUNY in free throw percentage and makes the first. It's 42-38.
You took your point guard out if you're Hostos, and now you want to get the ball in the hands of someone like Shcherban because she can draw a foul or pass the ball adequately.
It's both. It's 43-38, and how about Shcherban being more aggressive after the timeout? A foul was called against Prentice, and then a foul called against Langley, and Shcherban hits two.
Yeah, she just has to be. She has to step up.
Langley lost it, and the tie-up is called. Ball back to Hostos. With 7:10 remaining.
It's been a game of momentum
for
the most part. And the momentum has shifted a little bit back in the Caimans column.
And remember, Kanhoye had the three-pointer that could have tied the game, missed it, and now Hostos is up by 5 with the ball.
Let's see if they do the right things with the ball here. Shcherban's got to be part of the offense, that's for sure.
There's McDonald going baseline to Shcherban, and Joe Massey calls it as Shcherban puts it in off glass. 45-38. And Shcherban more aggressive than we've seen her in either game this year that we've done. And here's Kanhoye being pressured, and Messam got the hand in.
Now the Tigers are back on the spot again, and they've lost a little of that energy they had earlier. So we said it's a game of momentum.
Irby inbounding 21 on the shot clock, 6:44 to go in the game. Prentice nearly lost it, and a tie-up is called again. Queensborough will keep it on the alternating possession.
Yep. It's pretty much what we said, Dave. It's a game that you could call a toss-up in many regards, and whatever team is playing with the most intensity is going to come out with this one.
Prentice, as a Hostos player, is shaken up after taking a pick. It's McDonald holding her shoulder. Kanhoye with the ball. Nearly overthrew Prentice. They're down to 2 on the shot clock. 1. Kanhoye got the shot off, but it's an air ball, and that's a 30-second violation.
Let's give Coach Villela credit on the Hostos bench. She saw her point guard was struggling tonight. She took her out of the game, and then she said, let's give the ball to Shcherban, because Shcherban is like a point guard out there with her size and her passing ability. Let's do it a little differently here.
Good ball denial by Queensborough on Shcherban. And it's McDonald with the ball. Puts up a long 2, and it's no good. Rebounded by Kanhoye. Kanhoye looking to run. Getting across half court. Kanhoye is fouled. It's pretty dangerous.
Tackled almost.
2nd and 7.
It was done inadvertently because Kanhoye was trying to turn back and the girl was already on the floor, committed the foul, and she just went over her.
Lucky she didn't roll over an ankle, although she seems a little sore.
That has to be on Davis, that foul, because she was the girl that was lying on the floor.
Irby will inbound, 6 minutes to go. Kanhoye, it was batted up in the air, loose ball. And that'll be another tie-up, and this time it goes to Hostos. A lot of bodies on the floor for that loose ball.
Yeah, the Tigers gave it a wing and got it to within 3. Now rests at 7, and Hostos has stabilized themselves a bit, but still 5:52 to go, so it's still anybody's ball game for the most part.
Quick whistle. They have to put the shot clock to 30. It was at 22. Now they're good. And it's been a few minutes since Queensborough scored.
Yeah.
It was 41-38 for a while, and they couldn't score.
David, the momentum has done that in this game. Each team has had their chances to make little runs, and now Hostos has the momentum back in their favor.
And here's Shcherban going down low. Messam, and the foul is called. Reaching foul against Queensborough, only the third foul against the Lady Tigers in the half, 5:35 remaining.
Was the Lady Tigers trying to make something happen with aggressiveness, and that time they got a little too aggressive in trying to rip the ball away and the foul was called, but you don't mind that as long as it's not a shooting situation.
And now Mecca Norfleet is back in for Hostos. See if she could give a good 5:35. And now McDonald and Prentice have to be separated.
Yeah, we said this game was getting rough and tumble, and it really is now.
Now the refs will try to restore order.
See if cooler heads can prevail. Of course, Anne-Marie Johnson is trying to talk to her teammate and establish that fact right there. Come on, this is no time for that. We're down by 7.
Keep an eye on McDonald and Prentice the rest of the way. And here's McDonald going baseline. Throws up an air ball underneath. The putback is no good. Kanhoye with the rebound, and she dribbles out. And Kanhoye's pushing it. Kanhoye pass was tipped. Stays with Queensborough with 24 on the shot clock.
You have to give credit to the Lady Tigers of Queensborough. Never at any part in this game have they given up, have they packed it in. They've come to play tonight.
More catch and shoot, and not a very good shot, but Queensborough will get a second chance. Prentice to Kanhoye for 3. Got it. Shantana Kanhoye from downtown, and it's 45-41.
She's been big from outside. She has 3 of them tonight.
And Kanhoye and Prentice have 14 points apiece to lead the way for QCC. Hostos trying to extend the lead, and a reach-in foul is called.
And what that Kanhoye 3 did was volley it back into the court of Hostos and say, now let's see you do something here.
And Hostos couldn't grab a rebound on the miss and second chance points, and Kanhoye hits a 3-pointer, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point game with 4:58 to go.
She's not been able to do it from inside. She's had to go outside, showing us she can do it from out there.
She's been more effective from outside, and here's Norfleet. Also wonder if they're going to run a little time off here. It's only a 4-point game, though. No need to spread it out too early. And Norfleet hits a long 2, 47-41.
She had struggled with her shooting. She picked out a big time to make one there.
Now Norfleet has 14 points and a steal. Prentice's pass for Kanhoye is picked off by Norfleet. Messam up ahead, and a terrible pass is picked off by Prentice. 3-on-2, and Prentice loses it out of bounds. Hostos ball.
See the frustration of Kanhoye right there. She just couldn't latch onto that ball. You're playing at such a high speed, and that pass a tick behind you, and you're not able to turn back. A little frustration there. It's still within grasp, but it's a 6-point game now.
2-3 owned by Queensborough, and Norfleet with the ball. Also wonder when Queensborough is going to start to trap and press. And McDonald throws up a wild shot, but Shcherban comes away with it. McDonald again inside, and she'll go to the line for 2 with 4:02 remaining.
Now they brought Norfleet back off the bench. You remember she was really struggling against the press. They gave her a chance to re-water herself or re-Gatorade herself, and then get back in the game. She's done a good job running the offense, and now the free throws become very big ones here.
The first one is no good, keeping Queensborough around.
A little bit warm in this gymnasium tonight, so you might lose a little steam at one point, so you have to go and replenish over there.
Gets a friendly roll on the second. It's 48-41. It's like the old Boston Garden when they would play NBA Finals games in 97-degree weather.
Yes.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would need an oxygen mask on the sideline.
And then Larry Bird would make you struggle even more.
Prentice, the shot rims out, and Queensborough not pressing. 3:45 to go, down by 7, and they're content to go with their half-court defense.
Yeah, you want to work a little clock here. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. If you're Hostos, I agree, you should be working a little clock. And now they're down to 12. Now they should get going. Norfleet, nice pass outside. McDonald goes inside, couldn't hit. They had a good look at it. Loose ball, saved in, almost.
Fans, don't forget to stick around for
And the wall is right behind the out of bounds.
Good call by David, almost.
Yeah.
Almost crashed into the wall to go after that.
Queensborough ball with 3:20 to go.
Some of the girls they brought off the bench have done a good job re-energizing Hostos too, we might say, in terms of strength out there.
Here's Moore, who puts up a 3, and it's good. 48-44. And they're not pressing. 48-44, 3 minutes to go.
Living on the 3, Dave.
Here's Kanhoye right up on Norfleet. Shcherban, they find Messam down low. And Queensborough, how did they allow Messam to get all alone down low? It's 50-44.
Well, as we said, when she touches the ball, usually something good happens, even if she doesn't put it in the bucket.
And Lakeisha Harris was furious on the sidelines. And Moore again from downtown. That one's no good. Prentice the rebound. And Irby was not expecting the pass. Hostos ball, 2:28 to go. And we'll see what Queensborough does defensively now. And there is no press.
There's no doubt that Shcherban is one of the unique players in this conference in terms of what she can do and what she can bring to a club. 6 feet, passes the ball beautifully, can hit some shots for you, and she wins some games for you when she's playing well.
And now Hostos can take it under the 2-minute mark if they choose to. And I think there's, on the last possession, Prentice should have shot. Instead, she tried to pass up in the air, which Irby wasn't expecting.
That's exactly the point I was making. You know, when those plays come, very important at this time.
And traveling is called. The only good thing for Hostos, they took 24 seconds off the clock. Queensborough ball with 2:04 to go, down 50-44. We were joking at halftime, first to 55 wins it. If you get there. Low scoring game, and now 2 minutes to play. Kanhoye,
2 minutes.
they got to go, and they got to go fast. Prentice for 3, it's no good. Rebounded by Messam. And now a bit of pressure. Remember, you don't have to get it across half court. Norfleet's in no hurry. Good defense by Prentice, though. Up ahead to Shcherban. And Shcherban looked hesitant to shoot. Messam the rebound, and she'll go to the line for 2. And there's a rebound you have to pull in if you're Queensborough.
Very good tournament game tonight, David. Very good tournament game. Nothing wrong with this game. It's been a good one.
Especially when you follow up a 74-32 game, this looks even better.
You know, competitive on both ends.
Yes.
Once again, Shcherban making her presence felt there. And she's come up big in this game. She really has.
Well, how about Messam, who scored down low to make it 50-44?
I like Messam, but
has to hit her free throws now.
The girl from Moscow can really see the court sometimes, and she makes other people better around her. Let's make the free throw now.
Yeah, well, Messam's missed a few free throws tonight.
Yeah.
Got to hit this one, though. It would make it a 3-possession game, and does. It's 51-44. 13 points for Messam. And now they're down to 93 seconds and counting to go. Kanhoye to Prentice. Prentice may have had a good look at a 3. They're going to need to work a little faster offensively. Kanhoye to Irby. Irby throws up a wild one, and it's no good. Messam the rebound. And now Queensborough's not pressing. 1:15 to go, and Prentice. Okay.
They have to commit a foul when they get across.
And if they commit a foul, it's 1-1 for Hostos. They should commit the foul.
Yeah.
And they're just letting time run off, and now Hostos is going to take it to under 1 minute to play. 1 minute to go. Prentice got the hand in. Norfleet attacks. Nice pass down low. And Messam finishes. 53-44. 15 points for Messam.
Yeah, she's a good finisher. She really is.
And why in the world didn't they foul or press?
I thought they felt they had a better chance, maybe causing them to miss the shot and try a 3.
Even then, you're still under a minute to play. You'd rather have the time in your back pocket. Kanhoye step back 3, air ball. Messam tipped, Hostos ball. And Queensborough was going to pull back the reins, and there's a 5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, but Queensborough will not foul. Hostos up by 9 with 22 seconds to play. And Hostos is on their way to the CUNY Championship game. The Shcherban shot is good. The exclamation point as Hostos goes up by 11.
It's been a tough loss for Queensborough tonight, no doubt about it. They did play hard at the end, and you have to give them credit for that, but they cannot be happy about losing this game, for sure.
And how about Hostos finishing the game on a 14-6 run when Queensborough cut it to 41-38. Kanhoye missed a three-pointer to tie it. And Queensborough's CUNY title hopes are over, and Hostos will play Friday night.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for Queensborough because they've been in that final so many times now that they expect to be there, and I think they felt if they come in tonight, they give it their best effort, they have at least a 50-50 chance of coming out with the win tonight. It didn't turn up that way in their favor. Let's give credit to Hostos. They were down Queensborough by about 3 points, I believe, Dave. Maybe I have that wrong. And Hostos found what they needed, and they were able to hold them off in this game.
I would say the player of the game tonight was Melsha Messam, who led all scorers with 15 points. A huge basket down low. Queensborough's down 48-41. They hit a three to make it 48-44, and then Messam gets behind the defense and finishes down low. Leads all scorers with 15 points, had a few big rebounds. And so Queensborough drops this one 55-44. This is David Russell for Joe Massey. We'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.